As the academic year draws to a close, many students who enter the job market are set to face the reality of paying and, starting to repay their student loans, as this may heavily hit their pockets deep while they are just kick-starting their careers or even face a harsh reality of falling or joining the unemployment queue. Now, Sta Sof Fro recognizes this and sought to address this in a real way to make an impact on 20 women in need by offering them a debt relief program in the area of education, bonds and rental payments, and as well as vehicle payments. But to tell us more about this initiative and how it aims to lend a helping hand to these women, we're joined on Skype by their brand manager, Lerato Tikwayo. Lerato, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having me. Good morning to you too.
Let's start with this women empowerment initiative that your brand is constantly engaging in.
So It's On Us is basically a campaign. It's an extension of a campaign that we've been running for the past 2 years. We've been engaging in women empowerment at the core of who we are, because we believe that at the core of our brand is our women consumers who's consistently supporting us. And with this continued support from this woman, we believe that she is also in need of that assistance. And that's why we came up with the concept, It's On Us, which we basically saying we're trying to help 20 women who are in need of financial assistance. It could be tuition fees for varsity or school fees. It could be bond or vehicle repayments. And that is what our campaign is about.
I mean, it certainly has been a very difficult year for academics and young professionals who've just entered the job market. So how exactly is this debt relief going to assist in getting them back on their feet?
So we know that COVID-19 has caused job losses, or people have had their salaries cut. And, for the past 2 years, we've had this event in Lani places, and we've paid for the venue, we've paid for the contributors. But what we're saying this year is, as opposed to spending that money towards, the glitters and the feathers, we actually want to offer real help and real assistance to 20 women. So what we're looking for 5 students who are obviously in need of financial assistance, and we're going to help them up to the value of 20,000 Rand. We're looking for 5 women who haven't been able to pay for their bonds or their rentals, up to the value of 10,000 Rand. So I must stress, though, that this is like literally 1 month's relief. And, we've seen how the banks have said you can take like a payment holiday, but in true essence, you end up really paying back that money at the end of the loan term. So what we are saying is we will help you pay for your bond or your car and your school fees for that 1 month. But when it comes to the student assistance, it's obviously a much higher value. So that's how we are saying it's on us.
So it's not a loan, but a grant, isn't it?
No, it's definitely not a loan. It's literally us paying for your car and for your house. No strings attached.
Wow. And for the women that are in need of this debt relief assistance, how do they get in touch with you? I mean, how do they apply? Just take us through that process.
So the process is you go onto our website. It's www.stasofro.com, and you click on the link. It's called It's On Us, the tab on the website, and basically just go through. It's a 2-step application process. You literally tell us your name, give us a bit about your background and your story and how COVID-19 has impacted you financially, and then you upload a 2-minute video where you literally just tell us who you are, where you come from, and why should we help you. It's just a matter of justifying why we should help you, and you being able to show us that you were negatively affected by COVID-19.
And I'm so certain that you'll be flooded by thousands of applications of women in need, because, so many people, in particular women, have been hit really, really hard by this pandemic. So what is it that you're looking for? What will be the criteria that you will be applying to select the top 20 women that you'll be giving this grant to?
So the first criteria, obviously, you have to be a woman. And secondly, obviously, you have to be able to prove, be able to open up to us about how COVID has impacted you. Obviously, if you're behind on your bond and behind your bond repayments, you have to be able to show us that you've actually missed a couple of installments and hence you can't pay for your bond or your house or your rental or whatever the case may be. When it comes to student assistance, a lot of factors come into place because we know that some people, their parents are still paying for their school fees. So what we're looking for there is if you are able to prove that your parents aren't able to actually help you pay your school fees, or that you've lost a bursary, perhaps, or maybe you haven't been able to do your side hustle, and as a result, you're not able to pay your tuition fees. So those are just some of the factors that we are looking for. It's basically just you proving to us that, listen, this is how COVID-19 has impacted me, and I really need assistance in these areas.
You know, Lerato, I can guarantee you that thousands of women will be meeting that criteria and, they will meet those standards. So in terms of, just selecting to the final 20, I suppose at some point you'll have to exercise your discretion, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I mean, we've received a lot of entries so far, and some of them are heartwarming stories. And, I'm, as a woman, you can imagine how I can relate to most of the people who are entering the competition. Mm-hmm. So at some point, yes, we definitely are going to have to use our discretion as opposed to how we're going to choose the top 20 women that we're actually going to assist.
Okay, and I understand that you'll also further educate and empower all the ladies that you've given the grant to with information and skills to navigate the very tough world of the financial industry, just to empower them with all the necessary skills.
Yes, definitely. I guess, sometimes you can give somebody money and it could help them to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, I think what's more important is financial literacy. And it's something that we need to continue to do as brands and as women, and to normalize the conversations around money and how to handle it and how to be better equipped in case something like COVID happens again in the future, and that's why we've partnered with key people, Mapalo Maku, who's the author of You're Not Broke, You're Pre-Rich, whose financial acumen comes in strongly in terms of making sure that we will be not only assisting these women financially, but making sure that we elevate their finances as well as their careers. So it's not something that we're just saying, okay, we're just giving you the grant for you to pay your debts, but we also want to equip you to make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes or you don't find yourself in the same debt trap as you are currently, So the whole point and the whole campaign is literally about women empowerment, financial empowerment, and career empowerment as well, which is at the core of our lives and our livelihoods and what we do as people.
And what else is Sta Sof Fro doing to help those disadvantaged or those who are going through so many challenges as a result of this pandemic?
So we've partnered with these contributors we are actually having the live Instagram sessions on our pages and on the contributors pages, which is more open as opposed to when we had like a small gathering and only about 100 people would come. But now it's like, because of the power of social media, we are literally collaborating with key people who are able to share this knowledge, so that it's not something that's just like taboo or something that people don't feel like they don't have enough information about it. We speak about women empowerment, we speak about financial empowerment, but it's always great to have somebody who is key in that industry to actually speak on those topics. And that's what we've been doing over the past couple of years, trying to bring in the respective people in their respective industry to make sure that our consumers move forward and grow in terms with the brand and also with the certain empowerment that we're trying to pass forward to them.
Lerato, no doubt that women are remarkable figures in our lives. I mean, they brought us to this world. They remain central pillars in our homes, in the workplace, in the different communities. So there really is no prizes for guessing why we hold women in high regard. But then why specifically target women?
because because they at the heart of Sta Sof Fro. So this campaign has always been consumer centric, right?
Okay.
We looked at the brand and we looked at who supports the brand, and more than anything, yes, those are women, and you also know the fact that women are actually the ones that spend the most but earn the least. We are at the forefront of consumerism, but we're able to make our rent stretch. And this is why it's so important for us to make sure that we're speaking to the right people and we're speaking to that woman who's making the financial decisions in the house.
All right, Lerato, great chatting to you. And this is an amazing initiative. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, good stuff. Well, that was Sta Sof Fro Brand Manager Lerato Tikwayo, and she's been speaking to us about the Women Empowerment Initiative that offers debt relief to 20 women in the area of education, in the area of bonds or rental payments, and as well as vehicle payments. And she did mention, and she did clarify that this is definitely not a loan, but it is a grant to all those women who qualified. And she just took us through, the criteria for qualifying for this grant. So it is 3 minutes before 7. Let's take a look at some